welcome back to Dreary Racing, and unfortunately, it is the end of
season's
race.
over. Yeah,
completely. Nothing else.
Nothing's going on. So what are we doing today?
We're gonna do a compression check on the 408.
Yep. And why are we gonna do that?
Well, we're gonna be pulling the engine, and we've made between 75 and 100 passes on it this year.
Right.
So we were making full power, making record 8th mile passes at No Name Nationals.
So yeah, it's running really strong.
It's running strong. I don't think there's a problem, but
we're gonna pull it because we want to get to the bottom of the oil leak. We
Yep.
think we have a rear main seal problem and a pan problem, and I want to do that on the stand. But if we have a cylinder down, let's address it. If it's in the head or something, let's figure it out.
and we also want to address our crank.
We're gonna look at the crankshaft and see if we need to get it turned or not.
Right.
So, all right. So how are we gonna do this? How do we do a compression check?
So first, I'm gonna obviously pull the spark plug out of the cylinder. You're gonna do,
All 8, all at once.
Oh,
Yep.
and then
Got something to take notes?
notes, and then you turn in your spin in your compression tester,
Yep.
and that's about that.
Okay, so ideally the engine be warm, but it's all relative, so
But
we'll do it with the cold engine.
Right, it's relative. It's just more of a, oh wow, that one's way low compared to anything else. Not
Right, right. All right, so let's get pulling the plugs out and take it from there. Okay, we got all the plugs out, and we did pull the wires off because we are pulling the engine out, so might as well just get them out of our way right now.
Yep. And before No Nationals, they look good, but they look pretty wet and rich right now. But we did a lot of very short driving, moving around.
Yeah, so I think
that
I think the plugs are just wet from moving it.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a problem. All right, so we got the battery on a battery charger to make sure it's going to crank as fast as it will. And go ahead and take the throttle return springs off. Just something we're going to end up doing. That way we can hold the throttle open easier.
Yep.
Yep. And we'll hold it to the floor, crank it, about 4 pulses.
Yep.
I'll write it down, and then we'll move on to the next one.
Yep.
All right.
It's that easy.
All right.
Okay, Ricky, I'll crank it and see what we get.
See what we get.
Oh, looks to be about 160. It's about 160.
Really? That low? Okay.
All right. Cylinder 3. Yeah, after 5. It's 165.
Yeah. Why so low?
I don't know.
Well, the cam was advanced. It was a smaller cam that was advanced last time.
Oh,
So
we
we have-
get more with a smaller cam?
Yeah, you'll have more cranking compression with the smaller cam.
Okay.
Especially when the timing is advanced.
Oh, so could.
We're just looking for consistency. It runs good, so.
180.
All right, I think I need to go one more crank after the last one.
We can put them back in those ones?
Now let's get the next one.
Touch over 165.
Okay. So we had one that was high, and the rest are the same.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. Ready?
Yep. 180.
180?
Yep. All right, cylinder 4. Says skosh under 180, we call 180.
Okay.
All right, cylinder 6. $170.
Okay.
Okay.
When we're done.
Here's number 8. It's called 180.
Okay.
This side is good for the most part.
Yeah, go back to the first.
180s and one 170. Yeah, we'll go back to cylinder number 1 because that was the lowest.
Yeah. You don't know, not playing too long enough for it, maybe low, I don't know.
Yeah, I do the same with the other side. That side seemed to be fine. Alright, cylinder 1. $160.
160.
Yep.
Want to hit the next one, double check?
Yeah. Is that the next one was 165 and number 7 was 165.
Okay.
We can double check those. Alright, let's try this one. Hang on. Okay. Number 3. Yeah, that one's 180, so that one's better. Number 7 again. Say about 170.
Okay.
About maybe there's a sliver under.
Okay, after checking the low ones a couple more times and making sure we're consistent on cranking, they're all mostly the same. Number 1's a little low. Could be a lot of things, but we did re-ring this. When we built the engine originally, and even last year before we tore it down, we had 185 in all 8, even though we were only running on 7. But that was off the original bore and new pistons, everything. And now it's, you know, we
Different cam too.
different cam. Well, that's not going to change your consistency. So we got one cylinder down. It could be the rings gapped a little bit different. I don't know. I mean, there's some inconsistency of the way we put it together, or we have some wear. We don't know. Could have a problem in the cylinder head. So
Yeah.
I'm not really worried about it, but since we're pulling the motor, we'll take it apart. We'll look,
Right.
see what we got going on.
Anyways.
Yeah, I think it ran pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah, I would just wish it wasn't leaking oil. I'd just leave it in there.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the only problem.
So, okay, so the other thing what we would do if we were just going to leave the engine in, and we're going to go ahead and do it anyways because we don't know how long it's going to sit before we take it out, is we're going to go ahead and pull the rocker arms off to allow the valve springs to close all the valves. We'll put the plugs back in, keep moisture out, and that way we don't have worn valve springs.
Right.
Yep.
We fought that last year.
Don't have them all compressed. So the second season on the valve springs, depends how we feel. Maybe change them, maybe we won't, don't know. But let's go ahead and pull the valve covers off.
All right.
All right. Okay, Ricky. Everything looks good. Nothing was loose.
Nothing loose, nothing out of
No surprises.
We got
So,
oil up top, so
Yeah.
that's always good.
so you're just gonna gradually loosen them up. You're gonna leave the bolts in, leave the rockers sit. You just want all the valves to close.
Yep.
And then we'll put the valve covers back on, put the plugs back in it, and the cylinders will be sealed until we're ready to work on it. Because for us living up north, this thing could be down for 6 months before we run it again. It'll be April. That's not 6
End of
months. but
April.
Yeah,
Beginning of May.
yeah. So
So
it's
last 2 years, May 1st or something has been our start day. So
yeah. Might as well ease the pressure on the springs.
yeah, it's all pretty loose now. Yeah.
All right, get the other side and. Well, what's going on for next year, Ricky? What's going on for this winter, I should say? What are we doing?
Like I said, we're pulling the engine and not doing anything crazy. Pretty much refresh, like I said, and look at the crank. And also,
You can fix any of your wiring?
might hide some of it. It's looking like there's an event called Sick Summer put on by the same guys who do Sick Week down in Florida, and I think other location, Tom Bailey.
Yep.
And they're doing Sick Summer. It's up in our neck of the woods.
At our home track for one of them. Yeah.
Tri-State, Cordova, Byron. One other quarter-mile track kind of by us. You know, I mean, not terribly far away. And then for that, we're going to be running the stick shift class in the Fiesta.
Awesome.
Yeah. So over the winter, I know we are big, followers of, Cletus McFarland, and seeing what chassis work did for Leroy is
it's all in the
phenomenal.
chassis.
We've always been about chassis work. So over the winter, we want to look into doing chassis work on the Fiesta. Maybe a little more on the cheap side because of funds, but do things that we know should work. And so run stick shift class for that.
Right. So right now your best is 1355 at 107
with terrible 60 foot, no slicks or radials or anything.
So slicks and a little bit wider wheel for the slicks, and work on shocks, springs,
right,
weight transfer.
We're not at the power I want to be at, but we got to make it hook at the power it has before we keep adding power.
Right.
So right now, you can always estimate, power, but with the tune, should be right around probably 270, 280 wheel.
Yeah, to the wheel with a 2,600 pound car.
Yeah, 2,600 pounds without me in it, full of gas. So, and then the Saturn project is get on hold a little bit more.
Kind of on hold. I got some frame rot, and until I get that addressed.
We got to work on our fabrication skills.
Yeah, which are zero at this moment.
Right.
So we'll get working on that.
Oh, also for the Duster, forgot. We're gonna try our fabrication skills at changing up the exhaust. Trying to. Yeah, we'll see. So at No Name Nationals, I was a little embarrassed how quiet our car was compared to everybody else's.
Yes, it
so
is.
Nobody
quiet.
could hear us 2 cars down.
Yeah.
So, got some ideas of how we want to mock it up, and kind of the route we want to take on that. So, like I said, we need to work on fabrication skills and maybe get a lot of practice videos on using the welder that we used once.
Yep. So yeah, a little bit of figuring out, watching us try to learn to weld, and a little bit of work on this car. We got to do some engine work, but that's, we've seen all that already.
Oh, we put out the videos all last.
You can only watch me take the oil pan on and off this car how many times?
And it seems like a lot of people did that last winter, showed their progression of their engine.
Right.
So the content's out there, or we probably won't be as detailed. But if you want to see some specific putting together or taking apart the engine, we could probably show you that if that's what you want to see. But also, no one really asked for it, but we got it. We have one T-shirt made so far for the channel.
Oh, you should be wearing it, but you're not.
Should be. Got off work and everything.
Yeah.
But I put a link in the description if you want to buy a shirt. They're pretty inexpensive. Made by the same guys who does Bad Trees, Just Mopar Joe. They do Duddies. They do everybody's shirt. So yeah, go check out. Go buy those people's shirts too while you're at it.
Alrighty, so you got the rockers backed all the way off.
Yep.
Let's get the valve covers on, and we'll wrap this up. And I think we got to clean the shop today.
Yeah. We're not going to show you that.
Oh, look at the mess. Don't look at the mess. All right, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you guys later.